Hi, Liga.
Hello.
What have you been up to this past week?
Oh, lot of reading. Yeah.
What have you been reading? You showed me a couple of books last time.
Yes, these two books and also one very interesting article about green HR term in sustainability reports. And this is quite a big article about and research was done in 300 companies in 6 countries: UK, United States, India, and this is absolutely great article.
That article was about the term green HRM being used in the sustainability reports.
You can imagine this is so interesting that this term is not used in sustainability reports, but this is about green HR in sustainability reports. And the researchers try to find some signs that this green HR is mentioned in these reports. And this is interesting to see how they made this system to define the abilities, motivation and opportunity of employees in these companies to realize green HRM.
Where are we today?
Today we are in Valdlauci in Riga, and we are going to go and to meet in SEB Bank Latvia Sustainability Manager Viktors Toropovs. And my interest is to meet the person who worked from sustainability part and to look on the green HRM actions. Let's see what we will find. My name is Liga Peiseniece. I am a researcher and professor in green HRM, and this is my podcast. And I would like to educate HR managers, sustainability managers, students, academics about green HR, because if we know what it is, then we can make the research. And this is the main idea of this podcast.
Okay, let's go inside.
Let's go. Hello.
Oh, hello,
Viktors.
Liga. Hello, Liga.
Nice to
see
meet you. Nice to meet.
Wow, that's,
Spring is
green
coming.
flower.
Spring
Very
is
nice.
coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to take care of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
promise.
Yes.
So welcome. This is
Yeah.
our SEB headquarter.
Yeah.
Should say the old one, because
Old-
the new one
old one.
will be. Actually, you
But
can see
where
here.
could be the new one?
So basically, this is where we are in Valdlauci. This is the area and the bridge, and that side across the bridge. No, I think some maybe 5 kilometers. That's our new building. That will be super green office.
Okay.
We're really expecting to move there.
This will be the for SEB Bank. This in
Yeah.
Latvia. This will be very special building.
Yeah. So which means that
Yeah.
all our employees will move from this building,
Yeah.
which is lovely for us.
Yes,
No brainer.
you love that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's time to move to the new building. So.
Welcome to Green HRM studio with Liga Peiseniece. I am here to reimagine HRM through the lens of sustainability. Today, I am here in SEB Bank, and I am happy to meet Head of Sustainability, Viktors Toropovs. And my podcast is about green human resource management, and this is very important to look on green HRM through the lens of sustainability, also from a sustainability manager's perspective. And I am really happy to be here to meet Viktors and to talk about sustainability approach, how you work with this topic in the bank.
Oh, hello, and thanks for inviting.
Yes, thank you so much. And you work as you work as head of sustainability. And I would like to ask about your background. Why you decided to be in this field?
I think I should start from the fact that I am within the finance area for almost 20 years, and actually it somehow appeared that I joined SEB Bank twice. So first time I was working for some 7 years, and I was focusing more on the sales, business development, change management, retail management, and management of larger projects. Then I decided to see is there any life outside the banking sector, and spent some 3-4 years in other sectors. And then somehow it came at the right moment that there was a recruitment process for the sustainability in SEB Bank, and then I realized that this is the role, this is the new area, this is something that is trending and growing, and and I'm back in SEB, and now in this role for 3.5 years, and very happy that actually I did that decision, and this is, as I'm sometimes saying, not usual or this standard banking. This is a bit different because sustainability in general, that's a very extensive area, and that's a great opportunity to learn. That's I think one of the most important things for me.
Yeah, thank you. And could you tell about SEB Bank? Maybe you can characterize and.
No, SEB Bank, I think in general, this is a very well-known bank in Latvia and in the Baltics and in the Nordic region in general. So we are one of the largest banks in this geography, and so I think sustainability for SEB, this is not a new thing. So in the Baltics, that is on our agenda as one of the top priorities already for, I would say, fifth year. In the group, which is Sweden and other geographies, this started even earlier, and there has been a lot of done already. And but every year we are improving our way of working, how we are setting the strategy towards the sustainability, how we are working with the clients, and so on. But I believe this is something what we're going to cover. So so I would say that we are very proactive. In some way, we are a bit setting standards, especially in the Baltic market and locally in Latvia. Not only what we are doing as a bank by our own activities, but also what we are doing on state level, working directly with state policy makers and other stakeholders, and also a lot happening through the banking association, where we have specific dedicated group for the sustainability topics, and we are addressing a lot of things to improve the processes, the strategy on the country level, data availability, legislation or those normative documents which are in some way supporting society and entrepreneurs in achieving their sustainability targets. So that's a lot, actually. That's a very broad topic.
Yes, I completely agree. It is a lot. But could you tell about your strategic goals, especially in sustainability and also focusing also on environmental goals? So could you tell about these goals?
I think in general, bank is we like to be like a catalyst in the sustainability area, and we would like to build some standards how we see the sustainable operations, not only what we are doing, but also what our clients are doing. So one strategic goal is, I would say, this is related to our green financing or sustainable financing, and those are the investments which we would be able to qualify as a green loans. And in order to qualify as a green loan, you need to meet certain criteria. And for that, we have a specific targets in a shorter term, in a longer term. But this is very much related to our portfolio of the green products, and this is something that we need to develop. And also that's, of course, work with the customers and educating them and actually incentivize them to go for some sustainable investments. So that is a lot what we are doing, and practically this is a lot about the advisory for the customers, and that's one thing. Second thing is related to exposures, basically not exposures, but basically how to incentivize customers and reach the targets which are related to transition financing. By transition financing, I mean that if you can imagine that there is a customer who is maybe today not very sustainable, and this is carbon incentive company or carbon incentive sector. So our aim is to support those customers that they become greener, and that's why we are talking about those sustainable financing and green deals. Basically, if we see the trend that customer is becoming more greener, and it does not mean that you are kind of, you need to become from super, incentive, sometimes we're saying brown customer, to super green customer. This is not the case. So basically, we are happy to see that customer is gradually moving to that greener. So it can be from brown to, let's say, yellow and then to green. So that's what we are measuring, and that's what we are assessing at the customer level, how they are operating. And there is a lot connected with our own footprint, what we are creating as a bank from our own operations. Now you're going to see that in the banking sector, there will be also disclosed portfolio financed emissions. This is very complex thing, requires a lot of calculations, but this is, again, the thing where on sectorial level you are setting the targets. And then there are a lot of those, what I'm sometimes saying, internal things, starting from how we are meeting regulatory requirements, how we are developing our processes, and then how we are educating our employees and what we are providing to our employees that they are growing their competence level.
Yes, and it's interesting that if I had the possibility to talk with other companies, and then they more focus on educating employees, but in your case this is different, because you not only educate your employees, but you need also to educate your customers, and this require very good experts in the bank. And how you develop your employees to be the experts, because they need to be competent, and they need also to share knowledge, they need to educate customers. How it's possible to do that?
First of all, this is a long journey, because sustainability is so extensive area that you never, I think, can become as a 100% expert who knows everything. Myself, I don't know everything, so and this is okay to admit that. And I think a lot of colleagues who are working in this area, not only within the bank, but even in the broader. So it's constant learning process. That's the first thing. And in the bank, yes, you are absolutely right that in order to provide good advisory for customers, you need also to develop your own competence. And this is, I would say, gradual process. And you cannot expect that from day one, employee who was never involved in the sustainability yesterday will become a super expert. For that, we are creating the training program, which is basically based on the role, on the position, what you are doing as an employee. And depending on your daily work, there are several, let's say, levels set, and each of those levels consist of specific training programs. which means that, let's say, that basic program would mean that this is covering larger number of employees, maybe even those roles who are not directly involved in the sustainability, let's say, advisory or some specific, let's say, responsibilities, but we would like to achieve that they know the basics. And for basics, there are several programs provided to employees, and we are expecting that they are completing that. Then comes the next level, which is more specific and more extensive. And that goes for the roles who are in some way already involved in the, let's say, supporting customers or working with some specific, let's say, issues internally. It could be, some process or data related and so on. And then there is a third level, which is advanced level, where we are already expecting that those are more extensive trainings. You need to spend not maybe 2 or 5 hours, but it could be up to 20 or even more hours. And you are completing those training programs. You are getting a certificate, which usually employees like, that they get this certificate, and maybe this is a bit like for checkmark that this is done. And then it's not all. It's just a basic. You are starting from that, but we have to remember that if we are talking about some team who is involved in very specific area, let's say maybe this is risk related or this is data related, it is very important that within that team there also has been discussion. What are those development needs? What kind of information they are missing in order to become much more advanced in that area? And sometimes we're talking that it would be great if that team decides that they need on a regular basis to find for them the most relevant program. External could be program, training program, or some event. But for that you need also to plan the budget. And this is also from the company's perspective, that that company is okay to give the budget, which is for the team, and they have some flexibility to identify the program what they need specifically to grow their skills.
Yeah, and as SEB Bank Latvia is a part of group SEB Bank, which operate in Lithuania, Estonia, Sweden, and other countries, then how you work together in this group to develop these competences? Do you have a specific approach how you can do that?
Yeah, this is a never-ending process, actually, which is related which is the best way how we can reuse something that is already created on the group level or in other countries. And yes, that is something that we are doing. When I mentioned those training programs, it means that we are not creating from scratch everything here in Baltics. It means that we look for the best practices, for already available materials or programs which are implemented, let's say, at the group level. Then we are reusing those. We are basically adapting those for our Baltic needs. And this is kind of how should I say that? I think the key for success is that it's very good to identify some specific person who is a super expert in a very specific area, and that person could work in another country at the group level, but usually it is the case that they are doing their own, let's say, summaries of, you can take an example, how some regulation is impacting some specific sector. So basically you can write that from the scratch here in Baltics, or you can take that from your group colleague and see how this is relevant here in the Baltics. And basically you can, ideal case, you just take material, copy, paste, and no adjustments, or you basically a bit fine-tune or adjust for the Baltic needs, because you need to take in consideration that's very important in which market you are operating, how mature is that market, how mature are the companies, how they understand the sustainability. And sometimes we have a discussion, okay, we have super good material for our employees, or maybe even that can be used for external needs. But then the question is, should we take that all already at once and go in the market or meet the customer or meet our employees and start to use that? Or we take that gradually. You basically slice that in smaller parts and you work that, let's say, the gradual approach in sustainability. This is, I'm believer, what works. Because if you come with the full package and do that, let's say, all at once, there is a high risk that uncertainty, that confusion, or kind of this feeling that I'm lost in all that area, it is reality, that it could be the situation. And I have experienced that. And you always need to train yourself in finding the best wording, simple way how to explain that, and so on. This is kind of a bit learning by doing, even for those persons who are educating. But it's okay always kind of to bit test and pilot which is the best way how to talk with your employees and how to create that training program. It's okay to fine tune. It's a must to get the feedback. It's okay to fine tune. This is the way how it should work when it comes to sustainability.
I see that this is a benefit from the group work in this to be as a part of group, because then you need to not to create something only by SEB Bank of Latvia. Yeah, you can also work together with colleagues and to get the best what you can get. Yeah, and. This is I see this is a benefit from that, and this is also like in education. If you work together with good partners, then you can share, you can work together. What is very important as well that you said about the feedback, and you said that it's also very important to fine tune also the programs, and I think it is also about culture. That in I see that in SEB Bank, then you develop. New programs, you always see what works, what not. You upgrade, you do things, and also this sustainability mindset is also very important to educate people. Could you tell about how do you see how this sustainability mindset was developed in SEB Bank through these years when you started to work for SEB and now you work? And this, do you see that how it was developed?
That's a good question. I think no. In general, I think it all starts from the top management and the company strategy, and what company is setting as a strategy and where sustainability fits in that strategy. At least in SEB, this is one of the among top 3 strategic priorities to drive sustainability agenda, and then comes all those I'm not saying details, but those are a bit kind of like challenges, to be honest, because when company starts to implement that strategy in the daily operations, there is a high chance that sustainability agenda will come on top of the regular daily responsibilities. And it takes time to be much more prepared from the workload, from the capacity perspective, and so on. And that's what is the most complex thing, I believe, for the company to drive that change. And this is a lot about the mindset, because there is low chance that from day one people will be super open and they will say, no problem, I will take the sustainability related tasks in my agenda from tomorrow. I feel that I'm flexible. it will not impact any other tasks. This is not the case. And basically, you start with something. Again, you are analyzing, does it work? Are there any issues? What should be done? Then you come back again on the management level. You are discussing how you are prepared from the resources perspective and so on. What I'm trying to say is that the best, let's say that incentive to drive right mindset is to show also that we are doing also something from the, in general, our organization or capacity or the workload perspective. Because if the company will do that in a way that you just put on top and you expect that all going to be okay, and you are not coming back and not analyzing are we capable to handle that, then you can get actually in the problem that people can be resistant. And we have had different situations. I think there are a lot of good examples. There were a lot of learnings. If you would ask me, like, are we 100% happy now how it works? No, 100% no. But there has been a lot of achieved already. But we still see that there are some development needs, how to make it, much better from the process perspective and so on. So basically, communication is the thing what is very critical for driving a good mindset, having a good mindset, and readiness to operate in some of the challenges. And that will be constantly, process which will, you see, the sustainability is very much driven also from the regulatory perspective. At least in the banking sector, we are that, I'm sometimes saying, extended hands of the policy makers, because when the policy comes, some expectations through the supervisor comes on the bank, and then we have to implement that. At the end, the banks are the sector who is, talking with the customers and doing the things. And sometimes, due to some requirements, comes some unexpected tasks, some unexpected things. It basically ruins a bit your agenda, and that's where some, unclarity, uncertainty, some challenges comes, which at the end is on agenda, on a desk of the employee, and that is what impacts sometimes the mindset. It's all about how you manage that situation. Very challenging, to be honest, to answer to this question, but no, I gave a bit broader maybe this response. Hopefully you got my idea.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay, because I think it is also the culture. It is a culture how we look on this uncertainty, how we look also on big changes which happen, and so many disruptors are in nowadays. Yeah, and this is our life. That our agenda, what we have planned yesterday, is not the same today. And this is not only about sustainability; it is about many other things. Yeah, and this is quite normal. This is normal. This is our normal life. Where we live, and we see that this is yeah. But what I would like to ask, you mentioned the communication, then we talk about training, which is also related to HR. Then my question is, how many people are related to sustainability in SEB Bank, if you calculate in total?
I think 5 years ago, we were talking about roughly less than 5 people who were combining sustainability-related tasks with some other tasks. I'm talking about the Baltic organization, not about the group. Then we created, implemented sustainability, what we call office. That was a team dedicated purely to sustainability. We started with 4 people. Now in 3.5 years, we are already 10 people in CS office. But that's not all. Actually, what has happened is that there are many other functions where there are specifically dedicated roles or people just purely on sustainability. We can talk about the finance department, we can talk about the risk department, we can talk about the, marketing and communications, and within the business also we see that there are dedicated persons. So in total, no, we're always calculating those people on the Baltic level. Sustainability, in our case, this is purely Baltic topic. We are not creating something unique in Latvia and Estonia, Lithuania. I mean, we are driving that on the Baltic level. Yes, there can be some adjustments based on some local specific processes or maybe some, basically processes. And I would say now roughly on Baltic level 20, 30 people which are purely dedicated to sustainability area. But in addition, we have to keep in mind that there are other, let's say you take business client executives, they also have sustainability on their agenda. For some more, for some less, but it has become as a new normal that they are involved in sustainability area related tasks. So, and that goes in addition. Then I think we can talk, if you kind of start to think about full-time employees, as usually people are saying, then I think it can be close to, 100, maybe even more. We have not, I think, calculated that in that way.
Yeah, but if we talk about some specific actions, what you are doing, the one thing was you mentioned the training process, but maybe you do also something together in SEB Bank employees like tree planting or something else. Do you have such activities where all or part of employees come together and do something? What we can see.
No, tree planting, yes, we used to have some events where we did that, but it has not developed as a direction, which is, what we see the value in the long term. It's nice, but that's more, say, extensive topic, how to look at that.
Yeah.
We are doing a lot of internal initiatives. Like an example could be that we have this CO2 footprint app what we have developed for the society, which everyone can take and use. And
I use.
They can.
Great!
You know what is
I
that?
know.
Yeah. So
I
you
know.
can calculate your own footprint.
Yes.
Then you have those different, tasks there and the educational stuff through those tasks and examples. And that's something what we have done internally, kind of competitions. Then we have some educational sustainability week, for example, where we are doing different other things which are explaining, involving people, having some what we are calling those SEB talks. For example, having internal panel discussion where we are inviting employees who are involved and working in the sustainability area, and we are talking from practical perspective how they have developed their involvement or their journey in the sustainability area, from what they started, where they are now, what they think, basically to incentivize others to be open to that topic. And we're also having this what we are calling CS Competence Hub. Competence Hub means that there are dedicated persons or employees from specific departments or teams who, let's say, roughly once per month, are invited to join 1.5 hour meeting where experts are coming and sharing what's cooking in sustainability area. So basically we are giving them on top a bit more information, even if you are not directly involved on daily basis in sustainability area. But sustainability in general is the topic where we see that a lot of people, they are just naturally interested in that topic. And if they are interested, you should give as a company to them some content, and you should make them involved. Let's say even the shadow days, internal shadow days, it's okay that your colleague from other department can join you for a day or a half day and look what you are doing on your daily basis. And this is, those examples always is the best case to educate and to onboard a bit more what in practice that sustainability means. Because in sustainability, there are interested and sexy topics, and there are boring topics. And I'm usually saying that boring, it's, if there is too much regulatory stuff, it's getting sometimes boring. And you always need to find that healthy mix, how much regulatory stuff, how much you are doing some practical things, and so on. And basically, there is a lot to do within the sustainability area, content-wise, and I believe there are no limits, actually, how you are involving people and let them express their kind of view on that.
I have two comments. The first comment is about app. About app, I like this app, and I also promote for my students. They analyze their own footprint, and this what is really good that this app also give a possibility to compare results, to analyze why such a result, and so many possibilities also to use this data. And this is also my mission in my study courses to talk with the students and to promote, and I'll also invite them to look on these results and to see how it's possible to reduce. And this is the first comment. And the second comment, what I would like to say, it's really great that you have your own approach, because when I talk with also HR managers in other companies, they have also own approach, but more or less similar. But in your case, I listen and I see that this is also based on your SEB Bank needs, that the people they also they need to have such talks. They need to have also such trainings where are mix of what you said, that the interesting and the boring things. Yeah, I think this is really great that you have found your own approach how to develop these skills.
But there is one more important thing, but I have not mentioned, but I need to mention that actually the magic word governance, there is a lot home exercises for every company, especially for the banking sector, when it comes to good and appropriate governance. And governance in our case means that, yes, sometimes a lot of paperwork in order to formalize who is doing what. So we need to be very specific. And I believe actually for other sectors, other companies, you need to be specific who is responsible for sustainability. Because if everyone is a bit responsible, it's not the best approach. You can end up that when you look how you are performing from strategic perspective, you are basically very aware and no one is responsible. But that's a different story. But I think governance, it starts from the top management. It talks about the roles, decision bodies, then all the other decision bodies, or let's say committees. In our case, those are committees or some advisory committees or bodies what we are establishing. And you need to be very specific which topics are brought to which decision body, what is the, let's say, decision process, what is the escalation process, who is responsible for some follow-up activities, how we are coming back to those some tasks or follow-up activities that we have defined, and it goes from top to bottom. I mean, you should be very specific for what every team, maybe even the role, is responsible for. And we have spent a lot of time in getting that duly documented, because we believe that it should be done, but also there is a fact that by the supervisor, when it comes to the requirements to us as a banking sector, there is a lot expected, and supervisor is very demanding to look how this should be formalized. Sometimes I feel even too much expectations, but it is what it is. And I think those banks who are especially reporting to European Central Bank, they understand what I'm saying. But a lot from that is something what any other company should think about. Governance, at least some basic level, I would say, is something what you need to start with. And then you see what else you need to develop to have a good governance in place. Without good governance, we can talk about nice KPIs, nice targets, nice strategy, but there is a very high risk that it just simply will not fly as it should.
But how to keep agility?
No, I think in general, sustainability area is something what you should be ready to fine tune, and even the strategy. It could be the case that you are setting KPI, and at that day when you set that KPI, you had bit limited data, because we know that in sustainability area there is a lot about the lack of data and some assumptions, proxies used in order to come up at least with something. You are setting target based on that data. Then in 1 or 2 years you are getting much more real data, and you see that you need to adjust that target. It's okay. Or even if you are implementing some new tool, some way how you're gonna assess the customers from sustainability perspective. You start with something, you pilot something. You're not building from day one nice Ferrari. You're starting from, I don't know, much more simple car,
Yeah.
maybe from the roller,
Yes.
and then you are testing that. You
Yeah.
are seeing how this will work. Is it good enough for ourselves, understandable enough for ourselves? Does customers have this data? And you're basically fine-tuning. And this is constant process. And this is basically, we can say a bit agile approach and so on, but no, this is how it works.
Yeah. And if we talk about employees, do you have some special award in sustainability for employees?
Yes, yearly awards we have, and actually today, when we are recording this podcast, not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have our annual event. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Maybe sustainability will be one of the awards. Who knows? No, last year, yes, we had. But that's not about the kind of one individual or one personality. So this is about the team, some specific project, some specific achievement as a team. This is what we are recognizing in the bank, and there is a lot of different awards, and I'm happy that actually teams are recognized. So, but let's see.
And but do you have also some performance evaluation for sustainability?
Sustainability is one of the strategic KPIs, and that is included in those strategic KPIs on which some remuneration policy is based, and that is taken in account. And then depends actually on the roles in which you are working, what kind of targets you are having, and that's where you are having those performance development discussions with your manager on yearly basis, and you are looking on your performance, setting new targets, and so on. So that is part of our agenda.
And I am here that you will move to new SEB Bank building.
Super green.
Super
building.
green.
Yeah, super
Could you
green
tell
building.
about that? Are you waiting this moment?
Yeah, sure. We are waiting that moment, and that has been planned already a long time ago, and we are waiting when the construction works will be finalized, expecting to move to that building this year. Hopefully in autumn we're going to be already in the new building. And of course, when the procurement was done and all those kind of things, that was no-brainer that we are looking for sustainable office, green office, which is with all the highest certificates like BREEAM, for instance, and which means that there will be the best what you can do when it comes to the energy efficiency, the infrastructure in general, what is there, starting from, I don't know, like smart lights, smart ventilation, those kind of things. No, there are a lot different things. No, we have good examples. We have already in Lithuania this super cool office already for some years, and also in Sweden one of the offices is also green one. And step by step in other countries also we are moving to green office. And actually in Latvia we are having this SEB Group shared service center, and they already moved to green office I think a couple of years ago. And yeah, when you go there, it's really nice. It's super nice. Not only those nitty-gritty nice things from the the efficiency perspective and so on, but basically how it's built and what we give for employees as a working environment. I mean, starting from different things what we have considered, yeah, that's nice.
But it's really great for the employees and also for customers to see also that the environment also is environmental, and this is also to motivate them to act more sustainable, more responsible, and I think it's really great. But do you have any challenges where you are looking also solutions, especially in the sustainability?
Challenges, no? Yeah, I think, not to be specific, I think ESG data is a challenge in general, and that's what we are, I'm not saying struggling, but we, of course, would like to see much better situation with data availability, but no, it is what it is. It is a bit about the state policymakers, and what is the situation on the state level with data. It is a bit about market maturity in general, and let's say when customers are starting to pay attention on that and start to consider what kind of data they need to collect, how to collect, what is the best process. It is about the market readiness to create good environment for third parties to enter this market. Here I'm talking about, there are a lot of different companies whose business is creating data hubs, platforms for data collection, and this is a huge industry, I think, globally already. But in order to enter this market, you need some those initial data sources to feed that system, and that's where actually the state situation comes in. I mean, how much data we have at the state level, just to give that base for those. It's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's challenging to enter this market. And yeah, in general, the process, how we're collecting data from customers, because what we are talking on the banking association, that we don't want to create another AML KYC, which is complex for customers. We would be happy to see that the process is smooth, that there is something where we do not disturb customers with the questions, where that can be, instead of asking questions to customer directly, that data can be already got from available from somewhere, from some other data source, which is in ideal case provided on the state level. But those are basically the challenges, and if there would be much more real data, much less involvement internally in doing different things which are based on proxies, assumptions, different calculations, another type of monitoring, and so on. So data is the very critical need for sustainability area. And of course, yeah, I think another interesting thing is what's happening now on the geopolitical area, and you see that. But I'm not talking about the broad. That's another topic, which is sad topic, of course, but more about the policy makers and sustainability in general. So it started with Mr. Trump, who said,
No.
Yeah. Then it kind of like kicked off a bit that thinking on in other geographies, and a lot discussions happening there, and let's see how it turns out. I personally say that I don't believe that this topic will disappear forever from the top from our agendas, but I think it will change.
It will be changed.
It will be changed, but it is for stay, but it will be in a bit different way. What would be good, and I think that's a bit positive thing, that if we look at the EU level, then it should be more simply
Yeah.
from the requirements, from the regulatory perspective, because unfortunately it's too much.
Too much.
It's too much, it's too complex to understand and so on. And, let's see how it develops.
And these regulations also sometimes go to parallelly, not together. Yeah, that they also live their own life. Yeah. And this is a problem. But how about employees? New employees? This is a challenge.
Yes, because when you go with some recruitment, you are basically searching for some kind of unique skills. And this is not something that is easily available in the market, because in ideal case you are looking for some, I'm sometimes saying those hybrid skills. You basically are searching for, well, let's say, a person who is good in data and analytics, plus able to read some requirements. A person who is doing good in risk analysis, and plus understand something from the scientific approach when it comes to the environmental issues and so on. Like couple examples, yeah. And all of those things are, no, this is first of all unique combination what you're searching for, and secondly, I mean, there is such a quick that development in sustainability area in general, due to requirements, due to some other things, that you cannot expect that there will be a lot of those, competencies in the market. And in general, companies are just implementing that kind of roles as sustainability officers, heads of sustainability, environmental specialists, and so on. Now, this is reporting, all those, requirements what comes to the reporting, which requires actually skills to do that. This all is pretty new thing. And that's why when you do some recruitment, you are by definition ready to take the best from skills setup, what is available from the recruitment process, but you know that you will have to invest, you will have to develop the skills already when it comes to your practical, daily work. And this gonna be learning by doing, and this is basically what happens. You are learning by doing, you are fine-tuning even sometimes the role what that person is doing in order to get the best fit with the competence of that employee. And sometimes it's very crucial even to talk with an employee. What is your view, how you would like to develop yourself in 1 or 2 or 3 years, specifically from sustainability perspective? And it's good if you help to employee to define what specifically would be that direction, because in sustainability it's very important to not go too broad with that topic. If you go too broad, you can easily get lost. You can start struggle because you are kind of know a bit from there, but actually at the end you understand that you have not developed yourself, that you can say that I'm super expert in this specific direction, and you need to help to, and that's usually what's happening when it comes to the new employees. But it's super good area, and I'm always saying that, for students, that there is a potential. This is what where demand is already, and it will grow. Despite what kind of changes we see in the legislation, that topic is for stay, and it's good that you are jumping in that topic and at the end more prepared from the skills perspective.
Yeah, thank you. And I think, as I work for the business school who co-develop also new professionals for finance institutions, then I can say that now I understand the importance of this topic of sustainability in each program. And as you mentioned, all this skill set which is necessary for the employees in financial institutions, this is the broad, and it's very important also to develop all these skills, but not only in very broad, but also to have some specialization. And I see that this is very important. And I would like to say thank you for this great conversation. And what did I found? What did I found in this conversation? That we didn't talk about green human resource management, but what is really good that we talked about specific areas of green human resource management. Maybe this was not mentioned exactly, but this training of sustainability. This is the one area which you realize in SEB Bank really good. Then the second one, what I liked so much, it was that you are responsible not only for education of your employees, but also customers. And this is also something very unique, I can say, that not so many companies are doing that. Then the third one, what I would like to stress, that this is also your own approach, how you educate your employees. Yeah, this is also very important to see that you based this education on employees' needs. Yeah, and this is important. What else? I try to imagine how it is to work in bank. I see that this is a very complex system where you need to take account the external factors, internal factors, and all these factors influence the bank operations and also sustainability. Yeah, that if you work for such institution, then you need to be very good informed, and you need also to be very good communicator and the person who also work together in different teams. Yeah, this is a fourth thing what I would like mention. And the fifth, I think, this is what you said. This area is very interesting, and this is not about future. This is about also nowadays, and all of us, we need to develop these skills, of course, maybe not in advanced level, but in the level which is appropriate for us. But I think that this topic is essential for everyone, and this situation what happened now in the world, this will change our lives, but anyway, this topic will stay in the front, and we will be responsible to solve environmental issues in different levels. Yeah, and as I am from academia, then I see that I am a bridge. I am a bridge between academia and also industry. And this podcast is for everyone. This is for HR managers. This is for a student. This is for sustainability managers. And sharing such experience, it's very important. important. And thank you very much that you opened the doors and you told about what are you doing in this field. And I think it's very important. And this will be also this will be visible not only in Latvia but also in different countries. And I'm happy to share such experience in SEB Bank in Latvia.
Thank you for inviting.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This conversation was different from previous conversations because I understood that in bank they are responsible for educating not only employees but also customers, and it requires the higher level of knowledge of sustainability, and this was the main topic what we discussed today.
Any exciting plans for the future?
Yeah, I am interested to get information and to make conversations with the people from different industries. Today was the conversation here in the bank, and now I am going to talk with the responsible persons from waste management to see how they also develop sustainability skills in the waste management.
See you in the next
See
episode.
you.